And I'm doing this for free because it's so important. I do believe that it's something that can be easily implemented that will skyrocket your game and will skyrocket your results with a minute right off the bat.
There's no secret formula, no? You just gotta keep going.
Make sure you're growing as a man, physically and mentally. That was cool, bruh.
Just believe that's good. Just believe it. That's good.
I will preface this by saying I am not a fitness expert. I am not a fitness coach, but I do know the basics, okay? All right, what is going on, guys? Jesse here with a video that is actually super, super important to me, super important to the community, and it should be super important to you as you grow your game and develop your game. So, one very, very common topic that is not touched upon by a lot of dating coaches, and nowadays, if you're a dating coach, you have to basically be a life coach for men, okay? Which I pride myself being a dating coach, showing guys how to understand girls, really understand them, and read their emotions, what they're thinking, and the psychology of females, because once you understand that, that's a fundamental. That's sort of learning the footwork, the jab, the cross, the very basics of boxing. It's the same thing with game. You have to learn the fundamentals of chicks. Okay, so I pride myself in doing that. However, there are various aspects when it comes to truly mastering yourself and being a well-rounded man, okay? And there is several dimensions to being a complete man. There is the aspect of game, which is my bread and butter, a cold approach. Majority of all my girlfriends have been, I've met them out at a bar, or I've met them out during the day, you know, at a store or whatever. And I've been able to make relationships out of that through cold approach. No social circle game, none of that bullshit. We're the only ones that are, you know, posting videos and pictures and, you know, all our stuff on our Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord, do so now. But that's the first dimension, which is game, becoming a full man. The second dimension is being well off. And when I say well off, I mean you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to drive a Bugatti, okay? You don't have to do none of that. But you do have to be well off enough to where you can go ahead and support a family, support a wife and kids, okay? I think the average salary is around $50,000, or $60,000, something like that in the U.S. So if you're around there, you're good enough, okay? You're enough if you're around those numbers. So just make sure you have stable income coming in, and that takes care of that. We actually had a client who we made a video, we made a podcast with him of how he broke his 6-year dry spell. Well, that was the game aspect of it. However, what is going on behind the scenes with that client is we had him drive Uber because his job's not paying well enough. So we have him drive Uber now. Now we're helping him apply at other jobs so he could get a bump in pay. So we're helping him in various aspects of his life. That in turn will help him get better with women. So we're doing that. Now, that's a second dimension of being a well-rounded man. There's game, there's this, and then there's a third one, which is your health and your fitness, which is huge, okay? And this is what this video is about. I will preface this by saying I am not a fitness expert. I am not a fitness coach, but I do know the basics, okay? This is what I looked like in February of this year. So how long ago was that? We are in August 13th. Guys, I don't even keep track of time anymore. I'm a full-time coach now. But it's been about half a year. I've lost 30 pounds, so about a pound or so a week. I'm at 205 right now, okay? And I still have about 10 pounds to lose. But as you can see, I'm feeling great. I'm all natural. I'm feeling fit. So I know enough about it. And when we run boot camps, we're actually going to start implementing this where we're going to come up with strategies for guys. Okay, they're going to get really good at game. You guys are going to kill it. No one's teaching what we're teaching. But aside from that, we got to make sure that, okay, how are the other dimensions as men looking in your life? So one of them is fitness, and I want to talk about this. This is for absolute beginners, guys. So if you're not a beginner, I'll be straightforward with you. You are wasting your time watching this video. There is tons of fitness gurus out there. There's tons of fitness experts out there. I am not your guy for that. I'm really not. But for beginners, I can be. And I'm doing this for free because it's so important. I do believe that it's something that can be easily implemented that will skyrocket your game and will skyrocket your results within it right off the bat. So there's going to be 4 topics that we cover today. The first topic is going to be your calories. Your maintenance calories is what we'll call. These are the minimum amount of calories you have to eat every day to survive. This is also referred to as your basal metabolic rate, or your BMR. So your BMR calories, we're going to be covering that. And then we're going to be covering protein intake, which is huge. Again, this is for beginners. So this is the very basics. We're going to be covering protein intake. And then we're going to cover strategy, which is going to be gaining as much muscle and strength if you're a beginner. That's the first thing you got to do. And then the last thing you're going to do, the last thing we'll cover is the actual workout regimen. So let me go ahead and do that for you. How do I figure out how many calories I need to eat? Well, let's look at one of our clients right now. We'll refer to this client as John Doe, but essentially, John Doe needs to figure out how many calories he needs to eat. Guys, this is the easiest part. Go on Google right now and type in calorie calculator. That's all you got to do. Type in calorie calculator, and then you're going to click on the very first result that comes up on Google. I'll also put the link in the description so you can follow along, but I'll put the link there, and now click on that. You're going to open, you're going to type in your information. For John Doe, he's 25 years old, he's 5'7", and he weighs 175 pounds. Now, John Doe is around 25%, 30% body fat, which is what most of our clients are, to be honest with you. But fill in the information and then just calculate your BMR. Okay, that's all you got to do. Now, you're going to see here, it gives you the BMR amount of calories. I want you to add 500 calories to that. Okay, 500. Why 500? Because you're going to be working out more often now, so that's going to make up for the calorie deficit, but it's also going to add more protein intake. Guys, when you start working out, you don't want to make your goal, if you're a beginner, you don't want to make your goal to lose fat. Your first goal as a beginner should be to gain strength and muscle, in that order. Why? Because you want to build I'm all about foundations, guys. If you haven't noticed, I am all about foundations. So when it comes to giving dating advice, I am all about the foundations of that as well. So the first foundation is that you have to have a good base, which is your strength. So that's why we focus on building muscle and strength first, regardless of how fat you are. And then we'll focus on losing that fat. But that's the first step, is gaining strength and muscle. Oh, well, I'm fat, I want to lose weight. Okay, but you probably don't have any muscle. Did you know that the more muscle you have, the easier it is to burn fat? Very simple, guys, okay? So that's why that's a goal. And if you're a little bit on the bigger end, that fat that you're carrying is going to help you gain strength even faster, okay? A guy who weighs 200 pounds, even if it's fat, versus a guy that weighs 170 pounds, similar fat statistics, the guy that weighs 200 pounds is going to be stronger just because he's been carrying that mass for longer. He's got more, his body is more adapted to it, and he can carry more weight, so he's going to be stronger. So we want to leverage that early on and build that solid foundation for strength and muscle. Cool. So we covered the first topic, which is a calorie intake. Now we're going to cover the second topic, which is my protein intake. What should your protein intake be? And as a beginner, guys, I only want you to focus on these 2 things, your calories and your protein intake. That is it. Those are the only 2 things you should be focusing on in addition to your workout regimen, which we'll cover in a bit. But those are the 2 things I need you to focus on. So what should my protein intake be? Well, your protein intake is going to be, again, this is if you're a beginner, is going to be whatever your lean muscle mass is. Okay, what is my lean muscle mass? If you weigh 200 pounds, just as an example, 200 pounds, and you're at 25, we'll make it easy, and you're at 20% body fat, that means that you have 40 pounds of fat. Okay, how did I get at that number? How did I arrive at that number? Okay, 200 times 0.2 equals 40 pounds of fat. So your lean muscle mass is 160 pounds. What you're gonna do is you're going to take that number of your lean muscle mass, 160 pounds in this example, and you're gonna multiply it by 1.5. Why 1.5? Because if you're a beginner, the protein synthesis, and there's this thing called recomposition, a lot of things behind it for rookies that I already looked into. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. You can look into it if you want, but multiply that number by 1.5, and that's gonna be how much protein you're gonna eat every day. And those two are gonna be your goals: your calorie intake and your protein every day. Okay, you're gonna wake up, okay, I need to get XYZ number of protein, grams into my body. I'm gonna say grams, but I need to get 200 grams of protein into my body. How am I gonna go about that? All right, simple. Focus on that first. Try to knock that out of your day as soon as possible. Obviously, you might be hungry here and there, but whatever. So 200 grams of protein should be your first priority, and then whatever calories you have left, then you could, add whatever else you want. But you want to hit the protein number, and you want to stay under, or you want to hit that number of calories that we calculated. Okay, so now here on the screen, you're going to see how do you calculate protein. Well, there's this app called MyFitnessPal that you can track. It makes it easier. If you go to the store, let's say you buy a loaf of bread, you scan the barcode of the loaf of bread, and then MyFitnessPal tells you exactly how many calories, how many protein each piece of bread has. So it makes it easier for you to track. Okay, so very, very simple stuff, guys. This is for beginners. You guys need to cover this right off the bat. This is going to be the best return on your investment when you're going along your journey of game, whether you're just starting game or you're halfway through learning game, or maybe you already took a camp with us. Whatever it is, you guys need to focus on this. This is the easiest thing you could do. I can guarantee you in 2 months, if you're a beginner, you're going to see crazy, crazy results. And we made a video about the benefits of working out. So I am a huge proponent, a huge believer of that. So please do it. It's super important. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. Women, and you're going to start looking better. You're going to start feeling better. And so that right off the bat, when you combine those two things, and then you have your life together with a career, you're basically unstoppable. You can get any girl you have access to. Okay, guys? Very, very, very important. We're at the very basics for you guys. There's the website. It's also in the description. It's going to be a more tailored description for you. But that's the basic. Focus on calories, protein intake. Got to make sure you're hitting those goals. We call those macros. Got to make sure you're hitting those, and you're going to start seeing results. Now, let's go into the dieting aspect. How do you want to structure your diet? Guys, for me personally, I love ice cream. I love sweets. I'm a huge sweet tooth. My grandpa used to own a bakery when I was little, and he used to let me just play around in the bakery, and he would have a section for me where I would just fuck around with the bakery stuff, and I would make my own baked goods, and I would always toss a bunch of sugar in it, and I love sweets. So my diet includes sweets. You don't have to eat fucking chicken and rice and all that bullshit that you see on YouTube, no. But you do have to probably eat less of those things you love. So make a list of the things you love. Oh man, I love chicken shawarma. I gotta eat that every day. Account for that, Make it work for you. But make sure you're hitting those 200 grams of protein and the calories. Super important. Now remember, the goal here is to gain muscle and strength for the beginning of your workout fitness journey, we'll call it. But again, I am not a fitness expert. This is for absolute beginners, for you guys, for all my clients, for all my supporters to get started in looking better, okay? That's the first step. Now let's talk about the workout regimen. What should I be focusing on what should my workouts consist of? Very, very simple, guys. I'll keep it clean. When young athletes, let's say in middle school is around when people start joining sports, when young athletes begin their journey of athleticism, what happens is that these coaches build a solid foundation. How do I know? Because I was there. These coaches build a solid foundation. What do they have you do? They have you do 5 things that you absolutely have to master. Okay? Squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, and okay, I'm forgetting one. Fuck. Squats, deadlifts, bench, pull-ups, and military press. There we go. Military press. So here they are. And I'll put a link into showing you each one. Some of my favorite fitness guys out there that I follow personally, that you could see how to appropriately do these lifts. It's super important that these lifts are, we'll say, mastered. In other terms, make sure that you include these early on in your career, because once you have a solid foundation with these lifts, and they're known as compound lifts, you're just gonna make your fitness journey a lot easier. So if you're a beginner, and we already covered the macros, the calories, the proteins, for your workout regimen, I want you to work out 4 or 5 times a week, and give yourself enough rest between 4 or 5 times a week, and do these 5 workouts twice per week. Okay? It sounds like a lot, but when you split them in half, let's say you do 3 of these one day and then the other 3 the other day, it's a little easier. So again, it sounds complicated right now, but I put a quick PDF that you can download on our website for the fitness guide and the workout regimen for you. That's going to build you with a solid foundation to go forward. All right. So download that PDF guide. It's going to give you a week by week workout regimen. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or Monday through Friday if you can get those in. But essentially, you want to do these 5 very basic compound lifts. They're beginner lifts. You're going to want to do those and get really strong at those, okay? Once you get really strong at those, then you could start isolating, okay? What's isolation when it comes to workout? It's like isolating your shoulders. I want broader shoulders. I want a bigger chest. I want to be more toned. Then you could start venturing away from those things, but this is what's going to build a solid foundation. Again, guys, I'm all about foundations. Whether it's game, whether it's your career, whether it's your fitness, foundations, a strong foundation can support anything. Okay, a house with a weak foundation will always fall, but a house with a strong foundation will always stand. Very important you have a strong foundation when it comes to fitness. So this is the foundation for beginners. Make sure you get really strong. Make sure you get really, 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 really good at these lifts. Okay, that's going to build you and your body and your core into being more athletic. It's going to build you into being able to put on more muscle in the future, to burn more fat in the future. Okay, so this should be your entire focus going in. I know we've had clients that are always asking us for help when it comes to the gym and stuff, so that's why I'm doing it for free. What I want you guys to do, if you download that guide, I want you to send me an email down below. Send me an email with a transformation pic of you getting started. So if you send me a pic today and write your name, okay, fitness challenge. And I'm doing this for free, guys, because I am not a fitness expert, but I can definitely guide you into being better with your health and your fitness. Okay, even though I'm not a fitness expert, I can definitely help you improve if you're a beginner, because I've been lifting since I was 14, so it's okay. I want you guys to take a picture of yourself. Remember, I used to look like this. This was me 6 months ago. You can see in my face, I'm not even happy there. There's a happy dad on the counter. I was just drinking. I was just like so unhealthy. But I want you guys to take a picture of you now. A second I see that picture in the email, in the inbox, I'm going to set a reminder every week to reach out to you. And you could ask me questions. If you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. That's the easiest way to get access to us for advice on fitness as well. So do that. Send me that picture. In 8 weeks from the second you send me that picture, I will follow up again to see what your results are. Because after you do that for 8 weeks, then we could start making more tiny adjustments here and there. But that's a very basic of this video. That's what I wanted to cover because fitness is so important when it comes to dating, and a lot of dating coaches do not cover this topic at all. And this is where you will get the most return for your investment. Like it or not, guys, looks do matter. The way you dress does matter. How you look in the clothes you buy does matter. And that is the easiest way to improve your game by 1 or 2 points. Very, very, very easy to do. We'll have another video. We'll probably be doing a collab with one of my buddies. He's a fashion expert. So we'll do a Q&A live. Let us know what you want to see. We want to help you guys get better. But remember, you got to put that effort first. Don't forget, we're going to be running our next boot camp October 25th through the 31st. Coming up this year very, very soon. Click the link down below for more information. Schedule a call with us to get on there. 4 coaches, 10 guys limit, so we could all focus on you. And remember, during this boot camp, we're not only going to be teaching you game, which, by the way, if you want results like this, you take a boot camp, but we're also going to be making sure that the rest of your life is covered. Okay, how are you doing in your career? You don't need help there? Okay, let's not focus on that. Let's then focus on your fitness. How are you looking? I don't know, man. I think you can improve. Have you ever worked out? No. Okay, let's get to it. Me and Brandon we are very routine-driven individuals. I wake up, the first thing I do, I go to the gym, get it out the way because believe it or not, guys, I hate the gym. I absolutely despise it. There's times where I drive to the gym and I sit in my car for 15 minutes because I don't want to go inside. I'm like, fuck, I have to work out again. It sucks. But I already committed myself to it. You have to do things that suck. So what I do is work out first thing in the morning, even during boot camps. It's 7 days. The boot camps are 7 days. I work out every day before the boot camp, and I invite my students out to work out with me. And I'm happy to guide them and give them the structure if they're beginners. Do you know how many students come out to work out with me? 0. It is tough, and it's a long process. It's very rigorous in boot camp, but I always invite my students out because it's a very important part of game. And you could ask any of our clients. We're very structured in the way we run our camps, right? We give you a itinerary with times and dates, topics we're going to cover, what clubs we're going to go to in Vegas. We're very structured that way, and now we've added a time and place to go over your guys' fitness because being good with women, being good as a man in life requires that you master every single aspect of life, including fitness. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. We'll be in touch. Talk again soon. Don't forget to send me that picture to get started with my email. Absolutely free. We can set up a call for consultation just to make sure that you're doing the right things. Don't be afraid to reach out, guys. I want you to get better. I want to see all of us grow into the men we want to become. So hit like, subscribe.
I would definitely go for him.
You would?
Shows.
I want you to be yourself.